One of my favorite times. I want to, without further ado, I want to introduce Latasha T. Miller, all the way from Detroit. Make her feel welcome. Give her a hand. Come on. For sure.
How y'all feeling tonight? DECATUR. Y'all waiting? Y'all feeling better than that? How y'all feeling? I'm gonna ask y'all just one more time. Just one more time. How y'all feeling over here? Because I know y'all feeling good. How y'all feeling? Alright, so I definitely just came back from the Women of the World Poetry Slam. I came in 5th, but that means nothing to the person that came in 1st, so give it up for your own Teresa Davis. Alright, I'm gonna kick it off with something I like to do. It's called 10 Things That I've Learned Over the Decade. If you like what I'm saying, feel free to snap, feel free to clap, throw shit at the stage. Just make sure you don't hit me because I'm kind of light and I fall over like easily, so just have a good aim. Alright, so this is 10 things I learned over the decade. 1. Math has always been a hard subject. So it should be no surprise that most of the people we tend to count on fail us too much asparagus will always make your pee smell like you have some sort of venereal disease. 3, you gotta eat asparagus now. 3, my mother's an author. I'm the best book ever written, and most of the people I've been in relationships with just can't read. 4, the interesting thing about liars is that they always know the truth. 5, Facebook and Twitter are priorities. But judging by most of the statuses I read, spelling correctly has always been an option. 6, poets who can't write tend to develop mouths like plungers and start to speak other people's shit. 7, wash your face and your ass with 2 different towels. 8, 8, God kicked Lucifer out of heaven because God knows that keeping your enemies closer is just stupid. 9, I moved my mouth next door to me. Lately, I've been living by my own words. 10, Barack Obama is indeed the new black. And that's all it took for Disney to give our little girls a princess. This is a piece about myself. My father was a comedian. My mother had me out of pure comedy, and the only person that's ever made me feel like I was born to be more than laughter eventually decided that she couldn't take a joke. My biggest fear is that people will laugh at my funeral. A bigger fear is that no one will even be at my funeral because I've ran across too many brick-shaped backs with matches and gasoline on my feet. My lovers, they wonder why I only love them back during sex. My lovers, they wonder why we don't have much sex. I've seen too many men with heart-shaped eyes and one-way tickets come out of my mother's bedroom. I used to wonder where they went. See, some days I'm better, but on most days, shit, I'm only better than my mother. Being the best has always been the least of my worries. There was a mirror in my vodka. I recently stopped drinking. The only compliment that she gives is, "You look so much like your father," but she hasn't seen him in years. Mother, this is why I never list you as an emergency contact, because I know that if they ever called you, you could never successfully identify my body. Poets, people, they secretly say that I'm losing it. And I wonder if that makes them openly feel as if they're finding it. I wonder how many pieces have they seen me drop, pick up, and decided to never return to me. God, will they ever give me back to myself? God, will I ever love my nephew more than I love performing for for strangers, God? Will I ever forgive my brother for accidentally being my parents' favorite child? Will I ever love myself as much as I love making excuses for why I don't? They tell me often, girl, you're too skinny. You need to gain some weight, and I smile. Comfort myself by believing that this is the size that they all really want to be, but I'm offended thinking about all this fucking extra weight from my past that chose to overlook the objects, and your judgment are always much heavier than they appear. I wish I could gain an extra 20 pounds of something that I deserve, prove, if only to myself, that my stomach can hold more than the bullshit that it's been digesting for the last 26 years. Grow green lights as palms let go of everything that chooses to get stuck here, but I know that there's no oil on your mistakes. Things don't just slip away as easily as we all want them to. Some things turn home, make brick out of people who otherwise would have been cotton had they not chose to build there. Y'all want to talk about love?
Yeah!
So, I totally fucking suck at anything that has to do with love. So, most of my love pieces talk about fucking sucking at love. So, nice! This is a love time. Alright, but I just came out with a book. It's called Dreams of the Beginner. I published it myself, started my own publishing company. So, it's a book of quotes. So, before I get into the piece, I'm gonna do a quote out of the book. And it's, even if we were both O positive and I needed a blood transfusion, you wouldn't be my type.
I heard that.
Even if we were at a fitness center with gym clothes on, we wouldn't work out. So this is the kind of sort of love piece. So in the last 8 months, I've dated 3 different people.
Good for you.
Okay. In that short course of time, I've broken 4 different hearts, including my own. I guess it's finally safe to say that I'm prone to causing accidents. Or maybe it's just that when I feel like a storm might be coming, I break out my umbrella, roll up the windows on my soul, and put on my raincoat knowing that it might not ever reach me, but just in case it does, I'll be prepared. See, love, I'm not saying you're bad weather. I'm saying you're only 2 clouds away from being it, and there's already a tree in my stomach and a noose tied around my heart. I've lynched my own love way too many times to not be seeing things in black and white, and I learned early that there are no exceptions to the rules. There are just rules to make outsiders like myself look like exceptions, but it's all a fucking game, whether you're playing it or not. So don't tell me that I should just let my guard down, because if you were smart, you tattoo a barbed wire fence around your chest, get police officers to patrol your butterflies, put a detonator in front of your emotions, and dare a clumsy motherfucker to stumble into the wrong situation. See, I've been playing chess in relationships for way too long, and I'm so tired of trying to checkmate that can't see that I'm a queen from their first move. And maybe most of my exes should have been playing some shit like Monopoly. A game where they don't have to think too much and all they need is money and a few chance cards to get them by. I've got 911 stapled to the bottom of my feet, love. I am all too familiar with this type of danger. I will run in case of an emergency. You can open up my stomach and see I still got leftover you can trust me's in my digestive system. I'm the ones banging and busting my eardrums, and one, I want to be with you forever, floating around in my heart like a ship in an ocean too big to care about anything other than sunsets and icebergs. We will crash or melt before we see land again. Guards are not the only thing that gets let down here. There's 32 scars on the left side of my chest. Either Cupid has Parkinson's, I'm a really fucking bad target. I've got a heart with 2 left feet. I love like falling was the only thing I was born to do, but I've got too many ditches / past relationships for me to ever take a chance on falling in love with you. This piece right here, it's like my danger zone. Before I get to the piece, I'm gonna tell y'all that I do have CDs for sale, right? I don't know if y'all do it like we do it in Detroit. So I said I have CDs for sale, and some random person in the audience asked me, okay, who said that? Okay, she with me. So after I tell you how much the CDs are, you yell back the price at me like it's the most ridiculous price that you've ever heard in your life. If you're gonna buy the CD, or if you're not gonna buy the CD. So can we do a practice run? Get on with that? All right, I got CDs for sale.
How much?
$10.
$10.
They're free. Okay, I got it. See, I like it. All right, so if you're not gonna buy it, like, just rock with me. So this piece is always risky. Especially in Atlanta, I've never done it here, right? So like when I do it other places, it either make my CD sales go up or fucking down. But I tell people this, if you don't like the poem, like just buy the CD so you can tell other people how much you fucking hate the poem. Like, I fucking hate this shit. Listen to this. So, it is my piece to Tyler Perry, right?
Oh, yeah!
Okay. Okay. So I got like this love-hate relationship with Tyler Perry.
I am.
Okay, so somebody's gonna get a CD. Okay. Alright, so this is my piece. This is my piece to Tyler Perry. To Tyler Perry. I respect your grind. See, I love your ability to shine like a blood diamond in the middle of a Jacobs the Jeweler store with nothing but your people around spending millions of dollars for you to make them look better. Thank you for your service to us black people. But let me ask you this. Was your grandmother really a foul-talking man with a gun in his or her purse, or was she a piece of history with wisdom in her mouth, telling you stories of house niggas that sold her out, trees still hanging from her neck, showing you the scars left behind by the whips once on her back? See, we do more than go to church on Sundays, get abused by our men, and barbecue while celebrating the recovery of our once cracked out aunties like yourself. We make movies like Usain Bolt. We make history like Oprah. We make billions like Obama. We make change like Malcolm X. We make America uncomfortable by letting the light-skinned brothers with the good sense and the nice hair speak. But where have you been all of your life? Do you keep red lipstick in your pocket, quarters in your back, and Master's music playing over and over and over in your Suburban? You don't have to dance. Nigga, dance. It's called acting. It's called producing. Not coonery, not stereotyping, not the exploitation of your people. Don't you know that we've got enough backyards with black flesh hanging out like laundry at a KKK bonfire? And some of us were born clean, but must you make us look so ignorant, non-evolved, and only educated with the knowledge of our ghetto families? Nigga, we read books. We graduate from college. We have marriages that start good and end the same way. We are not all drug dealers or ebonic speakers with records or secrets that will someday tear our families apart. We have foundations as strong as 1967 backbones, and we don't need your water hose of a camera or plantation of a studio and our face reminding us of how easy it is to take 44 steps forward only to be sprayed 100 years back. Tyler Perry, I respect your grind. I know how it feels to emerge from a house of pain, but you are rich now. You are educated. You are well-rounded, you are black, and so are some of your people. So can we please just get one movie showcasing that?
Yeah.
So that piece is on the CD if you love it or hate it, you know, it's definitely up to you.
I love it.
I love it.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so this piece right here, it's called Fourth Grade Teacher. And it's dedicated to Tyler Clementi. I don't know if you guys know him, but he was a student at Rutgers College, and his roommate live streamed him having sex with another man.
Yeah.
So he went to the George Washington Bridge, jumped off of it, and committed
Yeah, he
suicide.
killed himself.
So this piece is that. A fourth grade teacher asks her students what they want to be when they grow up. Fast talking Janie hand goes up first. She says, I want to be a nurse because nurses help save lives, and nurses are sometimes doctors' wives, and doctors really save lives, and I just want to save lives. Patrick says, I want to be a fireman because my dad is a fireman. And he said real men drive fire trucks, police cars, army tanks, and 18-wheelers. And any man who don't do things like that is a faggot. And I don't want to be a faggot. Aaron wants to be a professional baseball player. Jonathan wants to be a musician directly after 4 period. Terrence and she just wants to be in the hallways kissing before they go home. Rita, who sits in the back of the class and laughs with shit, she just wants to be left alone. And last, but certainly not least, we have Mario, who had more than elementary courage to stand up in front of his whole classroom and say, yo, Miss Anderson, when I grow up, I want to be gay because I like rainbows. And I heard gay people always see rainbows, even when halos are just the noose of a rope that will soon be wrapped around their throats to choke the angels out of God's bodies. I heard gay people were hated by almost everybody, and they never have to worry about going to war, because I was watching the news the other day, and they said gay people couldn't be in the military, and I don't want to grow up, join the army, and make my mother cry, but I do want to be brave. I heard some gay men catch AIDS, and I don't want to catch AIDS, but if my father, who's a doctor, thinks any possible way that his son can get infected, maybe he'll try harder to help find a cure. I mean, I'm not sure if he will, but it's worth the thought. I heard in some countries, when gay people get caught, they cut off their right hands, which is not scary to me because you've already helped me to understand that we all don't have equal rights over here anyway. And one Sunday, while I was in church, the pastor preached and he said homosexuals could never get into heaven, and I went home and I thought about it. Yo, Miss Anderson, if everyone goes to heaven, wouldn't it be overcrowded? So gay people are actually being selfless and thinking about themselves less because they would rather take a chance on forever burning up in hell to let everyone else eternally live happy. The dictionary defines gay as being happy, and I just want to be happy. And he takes a seat. For about 30 seconds, no one in the rooms make a peep. Then, of course, Rita snickers and the whole class laugh. Patrick stands up as if he didn't hear one fucking word Mario said, looked him square in his eye and hollered out, "You fag." And Mario just puts his head down. At that very second, I wish I were a 4th grade teacher so I could tell all the Marios of the world that he could be gay right now. Open up a fucking store in the sky and sell rainbows to clouds, but it's apparent that I'm no 4th grade teacher. And Patrick, who brought a gun to school the following Monday and blew Mario brains out during roll call, didn't know that police officers and firemen even protect and serve the lives of homosexuals because heroes could never be labeled faggots. But in elementary, you only know what you learn. And at that very moment, I watched fast-talking Janie turn back into a 4th grader from a nurse because she failed at her very first chance to save a life. And Miss Anderson, she quits her job because she didn't know that she could be teaching life on top of education. And still, every parent and elementary school teacher is waiting to see what their kids want to be when they grow up, not acknowledging that we all have to take on the roles and responsibilities of being something right now. And what's even sadder is that when Mario's blood-stained rainbow flag is placed next to his plot to represent his pride and his bravery, and his casket is lowered into the one thing that accepts us all, which is the ground, Rita will still be somewhere without a clue as to what's going on in this world in the back of a 4th grade classroom, y'all, laughing. With me? Yeah. Alright. So if y'all can remember, I know, alright. So if y'all can remember this, if y'all got Facebook, I'm in this club. I'm in this competition. It's called the Rugby Poets Club to be the next Ralph Lauren poet. So if you go to Rugby Poets Club, like just type in Latasha T. Miller and look for my poem and just vote. So whenever you're on Facebook, just you know, take the time to just vote for me. You can vote all the way up to May 4th once a day. Alright, so okay, so I'm gonna get really real with y'all. Is that cool? Yeah. Like really real?
How real?
That's not cool?
That's not real.
Don't get real?
No.
Go ahead. Don't get real?
Keep it real.
Yeah. I'm saying, how real are we talking? Yeah, I'm saying, are we like really real? Or we like really real?
Yeah, don't listen to this clown. He's fun.
It's like I can't masturbate real.
Get raw.
Yeah, get real. Keep it real.
Okay.
Keep it real?
Keep it real.
Alright, so before Teresa Davis took the crown home, I was touring with the #1 poet in the world. Her name is Ebony Hogan. I'm not sure if she stopped by, but she was the #1 poet last year. So while we were touring, we were just having like all these different conversations and shit, right? So She was like, man, you know, T. Miller, you don't masturbate? And I was like, nah, I have sex. And she was like, well, you should try masturbating, right? So I tried, and I fucking failed terribly. And I don't know how you failed at masturbation, but I did. So I figured I might as well just write a poem about it. And shit, I did. So this is my terrible fail. All right. So it's called unattractive to yourself, right? Right. So finding out that you are unattractive to yourself is hard. I mean, finding out that you are unattractive to yourself during masturbation is harder. The irony in that for men. My dear friend, my dear friend Ebony Hogan says, it starts with self. Is it possible for the starter in my vagina to be broken? I clean for her, I bleed for her, I do all of her shopping, bring her all of these nice people to crown her like the queen that she is, and still, she doesn't like me. I mean, whenever we watch porn alone, she pretends like she left her glasses in a bathroom. Whenever my hand touches my stomach, she starts to cough as if to say, my throat is very dry. Can you please bring me something wet? And I promise, everything about a Tweak song makes her wish she wasn't born. And I don't get it. Most vaginas love me. I mean, there are pussies that would switch bodies to be in her place. They would treat my fingers as if it's the only reason God gave them lips to kiss my sign language. They would let me make love to us. They would understand that no one can treat you like you can, but not my pussy. She makes it clear, the more you know me, the less you feel me. And I mean, shit, maybe she does find me attractive and just fear falling in love because she knows that once that happens, we'll forget what it feels like to need other people. Woo! Once again, I do have CDs for sale. You can check me out, teamleaderpoetry.com, my website. I'm gonna do a couple more and get out of y'all here so we can get back to the open mic. Give it up for yourselves again for being here. Only $10 to get that. Okay. Alright. So what y'all wanna talk about? You wanna talk about love again?
We love love.
Maybe. Kinda, sorta. That's not love. Y'all wanna talk about like trying to love somebody while you're drunk? Okay. Alright, so you know how like you're under the influence. It doesn't necessarily have to be liquor, but you're under the influence and you like a person a lot more than you did before you were under the influence. And then you kind of sober up and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? This is just all bad. Okay. I said I love you. Shit. Alright, so damn, what do I do now? This is MP. So I wonder if the brights on our eyes are still turned on when we are sober. If our kisses still intoxicate the same when our tongues have not been dipped in vodka, do you still feel yourself falling? When your emotions are not tipsy, when the do not drink and drive sign does not apply to us, are the roads still as beautifully dangerous? Does it still feel as if they were made for us to only pay attention to the music and have no regards for the ones we might be passing? See, lately, I've been questioning if turning 21 made me of legal age to drink, or if turning 21 made me of legal age to love after I've been drinking. You can't tell me that you've never felt yourself paying the bar to have sex with the person next to you, leaving an extra tip for the whiskey that just saved your relationship. But see, the bartender is not to blame for your liver of lies. For it is her job to make us pay for the things that we are too scared to receive in our right minds. Tell me that your hangover has nothing to do with the things you said you felt last night. Tell me that you feel the things you said you felt last night, and it was not just the way the liquor warmed your blood that had your heart melting. See, my sheets are worn out from early morning confessions. There are too many AA scribbled and regret across my mirror. I am running out of ways to look at myself. I've offered to buy too many hearts disguised as drinks. I've taken too many shots of courage and thrown up false I love yous. I've twisted out so many hearts with corkscrews. Officer, I cannot walk your line. I am much too busy straddling my own. That is not liquor on my breath. That is desperation, approaching 30, needing to settle down and start a family that you smell. My back is in so much pain from nights of beds being made on the rocks. I am not saying that these fires in our bellies are not results of us both being arsonists. I'm just asking if you've ever lit a match, threw it on some alcohol, and watched the intense burning of two things that could have never done it on their own. I'm gonna go away. This is a piece that I did on final stage. This is a piece to my grandmother, and it's to women. This is that piece. Us, women, like samples at a grocery store, set out to be picked over and never fully paid for. Us, women, with vaginas that still smell like unwanted mixed babies, blood, and 400 years of forced entries. And this dude asks you, can he hit it? As if it hasn't already been beaten. Outkast goes to court with Rosa Parks. Ludacris makes a diss record about Oprah. And a room full of upstanding black men say, hell, we don't know what happened in that car. Rihanna may have given Chris Brown a reason to beat her down. No. I take it you don't have little sisters. And there must be shrapnel on your back to replace the spine that once made you a man. See, I ain't mad at you for your opinion. I'm just hoping we are never two pop stars alone in the car and you get mad at me for mine. I can still hear the cries of all the babies that had to get left behind by their own mothers. I got the talk of Harriet Tubman, can still taste the blood of all the wounds she licked to get us here. And we are constantly trying to get back there. And you say, she don't like her own people because she built a school in Africa. You must have forgotten your roots. Do you think that we only exist here? I've never seen you leave a penny in a gas station. You couldn't imagine the pain of raising a Black Panther only to hear your son calling you bitches and hoes on the radio. You are no Athena Shakur. Your jaw couldn't walk a Miles Davis inside the mouth of Cicely Tyson, and you question the charity of a black woman while this dude asks, can he hit it? As if it hasn't already been beaten. We have been running this world since it started, have yet to receive a day off of our feet. There are no holidays dedicated to us. Just a bunch of poems used to undress everything but our minds. Millions of songs played to make us feel like we were born to be called everything but our names. And cemeteries dressed up like videos, burying our images every other TV station. We get one